Hey all, hello and welcome, Tony Bing here. For this test centre video we'll have a look at Captain America. Now really not much has changed on him at all, so this should be a nice quick video and I'll by and large just really be running over the tooltips. The talents do mix things up a little bit, but if you played Cap on live, this experience will be very familiar for you. So let's look at the first section, which is Living Legend. Now first up in this tree we have Heroic Strike, so that's your standard basic melee attack and that will also restore spirit on hit. And next up we have Heroic Charge, which is your kind of dash move, 4-second cooldown, 3 charges. This also generates 1 pip of serum as well. And then we have Vibranium Bash, which is a melee spender and this will regenerate serum. We then have Meteor Kick, that's the old move from, I think it was from, let's see, Civil War against Batroc, was it? I'm pretty sure it was. If it wasn't, let me know in the comments, but I'm pretty certain it was. And the way this is working, if you have less than 5 serum, sets your serum to 5. If you have more than 5, then you gain damage and execute on it. And then we have Patriotic Taunt, so 8-second taunt and a 10-second weaken there. And next up we have Shield Strike. So with this melee spender you have the option of, if you're speccing for deflect rating, of gaining a bonus damage on that. And then we have Airborne Assault, which is his crash down move, also applies vulnerability and it spends 1 serum to reduce the cooldown by 4 seconds, or spends 3 serum to increase damage by 50%. And then finally we have Shield Bash, which is just a melee cooldown skill there. All very simple. So let's now look at Super Soldier. Now the first skill we look at in this tree is Shield Toss. So this is your ranged attack and you throw out the shield and you'll do a 2-second stun on that as well. And next up we have Indestructible Shield. So deflecting attacks prevents 100% of incoming damage. The deflect chance is 50%, duration 3 seconds. Now on live the deflect chance is 100%, but once we look at traits I'm pretty certain we can actually restore that as well. And next up we have Torch Shield Throw. This is the one when you throw it and the shield kind of spins round to you and comes back to you. And then we've got another shield throw move. This one is Shield Bounce. You throw it, it'll bounce and hit off various enemies. Now we already have had a sneak peek of an Omega item for Cap that actually adds the number of enemies hit onto it. I think it pulled it up to 10 potentially, so that is interesting anyway. And then we have Stunning Backflip, which is your stun move, 2-second duration on that. And then we have Athletic Leap, so this has a 3-second cooldown, so this could certainly give him a little bit of mobility there, especially if you use it along with Heroic Charge. And then finally we have his signature Star Spangled Strike, so it's restoring 50% of max spirit, it's doing damage, it's doing a knockdown. The serum bonus, it spends 1 serum to reduce the cooldown by 4 seconds, and it also has the buff there as well for 8 seconds. And we look at talents, we can modify that further. So on the subject of talents, let's have a look at them now. So first off we'll start looking at the offensive trait, which is Patriotic Soldier. So the base damage 30% for serum powers. The archetype is Fighter. You gain a damage bonus from Strength for fighting a tribute. For the defensive trait we have Vibranium Shield. So projectile reflect chance 20%. The archetype is Tough, which gives you a multiplier to both the defense and deflect rating multiplier. And we have the 8% melee damage reduction as well. I see melee damage reduction. The 8% overall damage reduction because you're a melee character. We then have Combat Surge. So Vibranium Bash gains the following effects: +1 serum generated. Meteor Kick gains the following effects: always generate 5 serum regardless of current count. And next up we have Heroic Strike. So every third strike of Heroic Strike triggers Shield Swipe, and that does physical damage. And then we have Shield Bash, and the area of effect goes up by a rather huge 30%, so that's nice. And finally in this line we have Defensive Stance. When you use a serum power, deflect chance +5%, duration 4 seconds, and Shield Strike now gains bonus damage from your deflect rating. For the second line, we have Vibranium Feedback. Generate 1 serum when you block a melee attack. Indestructible Shield now has a 2-second duration added onto it, taking it up to 5 seconds, and a 90% projectile reflect chance. Now, what we can alternatively do with Indestructible Shield is we can up the deflect chance to 100%, and this would automatically activate if you fall below 30% health with a 30-second cooldown. I do like that a lot. And then we have Reflect Damage, so using a serum power reduces the cooldown of Indestructible Shield by 2 seconds. I really do like that particular line of traits. They're all defensive, but we can choose if we want to have an actual passive offensive that activates automatically for us, or if we want to be in control of it, if we want to try and pull down the cooldown, or if we want to actually increase the duration. I really do like that. Now, for talent line number 3, we have Cutting Edge. So with this, Shield Toss and Shield Bounce apply Eternal Wound, and that's just your standard dot there. It's a 6-second duration. And then next up you have Shield Surge. So Shield Toss and Shield Bounce deal 100% more damage and become serum powers, using serum to reduce their cooldowns. And then finally we have Coordinated Strikes. So Torque Shield Throw deals 50% more damage if used within 4 seconds of Meteor Kick, Star Spangled Strike, that's really hard to say, Star Spangled Strike, or Airborne Assault. I got it right, 3rd time lucky there. For the 4th talent line, we have Serum Rush. So Serum powers spend all available serum, gaining 5% damage per point spent. Alternatively, we have Reservoir of Strength, and this doubles your maximum serum. There we go. We can see that they're going up to 20 now. And finally, what we can do with serum is we can remove it altogether, and your serum power damage goes up by 10%, and the cooldowns for serum powers come down by 2 seconds. So that's interesting. It's, although serum's not required, it's quite similar to how on Luke Cage and Daredevil and She-Hulk, for example, that you can remove combo points, because serum in a very loose way is similar to combo points. But let's look at the final line now. We have Inspiration, so you apply Inspire to all allies while you're in combat, and Patriotic Taunt transforms into Patriotic Speech. And Patriotic Speech implies power to all allies and is automatically activated when Star Spangled Strike is used. So that's great. So we could have Inspire all the time, as Cap should do, and then when we use this signature we'll be looking at adding the Empower as well there. So that's nice, I do like that. And next up, what we actually have is you can apply Strengthened, and with this, Patriotic Taunt gains the following effects. You can apply Quickened to your allies. So far we have Inspired, Empowered, or alternatively Strengthened, Quickened. And then for the last section we have Vigilance, which is apply Guarded to allies while you're in combat, and Patriotic Taunt gains the following effects. So it's Rapid Healing to you and all allies, and the 2 buffs that is Guarded and Rapid Healing. So I do like that. You can choose to make your allies either more powerful, you can choose to have them reacting quicker, or you can choose to have them gaining more health and health regen, make them tankier there. So that's really nice. Cap is doing what he does best. He can lead the team. I do like that. So overall, as mentioned at the start, it is very similar to Live. A couple of the little options are nice. I do like how you can choose how you want to kind of buff your teammates, as Cap should be doing. And I'm a huge fan of, let's see what tree it actually was. It was the second one, wasn't it? Yeah, where we can choose how we want to use Indestructible Shield, blocking all damage, activating automatically, lower cooldown, choose when we use it, and lasting longer. Really do like that a lot. So I hope you enjoyed this particular video. It was a pretty simple one to do, which is good. It'll be my last one for a while. I'm going to go away and watch an episode of Westwood now, I think, which is pretty great. But thanks for tuning in once more. If you're not yet subscribed and you're enjoying the videos, please do so. If you are enjoying the videos and subscribed, please like them. But I'll see you all again soon.